Well folks, welcome back to the workshop. Today we got a wee quick one for you. A quick one, but kind of complicated for all it is. This is a wee Makita recip saw left on for repair. Customer's kind of stuck for it, so this is a bit of an insta fix. He's borrowed it, it's got broken and needs it fixed straight away, so I'm going to do this here one nice and quickly for him. Thought I'd do a wee video on it because it's kind of common and it's a difficult job to do, so I'll do a wee quick video on her. This wee Makita recip saw, this is the JR3051T. Running, not a problem there. But that's what can happen with any recip saw or jigsaw. He's actually snapped off the blade, the recip saw blade, and the tool holder right down, so you can't get anything into it. And these, being a recip saw, generally get fairly dirty and abusive work, so they can generally get covered in gunk in that. This one has been used for drywall, so chalk dust all over it, which dries everything out. Plus, these generally get wet as well, so the heads can start to rust and get gummed up with dirt and that, so eventually they stop releasing the blade. This one, it's not letting it out, but it's also not springing it out either. There's something gone inside of there. Can't get the head out. Normally you push that and it pops out. It's not doing it now. So no matter which Makita one you have, this should do the same job, unless it's the really old ones. But for this heavier one, or the lighter one, or the cordless one, this should be the same process for them all. To fix it, you have to dismantle this, clean it out, re-grease it, and put it back together again to get it actually working properly. So that's what we're going to do today, and that's a wee quick video. Or I hope it's going to be a quick video anyway. So get off your shoe first. Some of these have a quick release. This one just has a bolt. Pull that off and just access the actual tool holder then a lot easier. On top of it you'll have a rubber sleeve. Pop that off. It's just a dust shield, but as you can see it doesn't keep out much dust. I'd say it helps, but it's not dust or waterproof. And you have your tool holder itself, which is quite solid, but well, it's got this much dust on it, you can't imagine it lasting too long. So first of all, just give us a wee blow down with the compressor. That's a little bit better, but not that much. Doesn't matter anyway, we'll clean it all out anyway. You just want to get it clean enough so we can see what we're doing. So on the very top of the tool holder, you have the actual spindle here first that goes onto the tool. You've got a black metal ring. You get this here cast metal ring then as well, the silver one. Between the two there should be a wee spring clip just there. Be a wee edge on it here. Get something underneath it. Just prise it up a little bit and then slowly work your way around to unclip it. Now with that out, you can take off this here silver piece, this metal piece, and you've got a black piece underneath. Try to remember this orientation as well, because the position of the spring and everything matters in this. That is going to be one of the main problems. This here pin, it's locking your blade. As you can see, it's covered in dust and there's a little spring on it. It's not springing out, it's not going to be releasing. It still won't come out because there's another pin just here, and if it doesn't come out with a magnet, you have to press it out from the other side, which can be the tricky part here, because obviously it won't come out if the blade's stuck in it. So hopefully we can just pick this blade out now, or get to the other side, get a pokey, poke that pin out. There's a little bit of rust on the end of that. That's probably one of the reasons why she was also jamming up. Take that out. So this needs to come off next, but it can jam up, especially when there's this much dust on it. There goes the broken blade anyway. That's the first part out. Still won't budge. Go for reinforcements. There we go. It's all gummed up in there. Under that then you have a plastic sleeve and your spring. This is the awkward bit here now. This would generally gives trouble. Inside of there will be a pin and a spring. It also needs to come out and not get lost, which I am. So that is the little pin. Wouldn't come out because it's all full of dust, and the spring is underneath that. And your actual coil spring then for your release mechanism, take note of which way it's on. So you've got a flat side here in the middle that goes through the tool holder, and you've got a wee end sticking up. The end sticking up is on the side with the little small hole. So it has to go on the same way. You're reassembling, otherwise the actual twist motion will be sprung the wrong direction. If you put it on this way, you'll be tightening it instead of taking it off. So that's the first bit, dismantling. Now to get all this here cleaned out, clean out that tool holder, clean down all these pieces. Generally when this happens, you don't always have to replace parts unless things get destroyed, like the little spring gets crushed, or you lose this little pin or something. If this is the older model as well, it'll not be this little pin, it'll actually be a wee piece of metal in the shape of a T with a hole in it. But everything should be salvageable. Just give it all a clean, make sure there's no rust or dust on it. I'll give it a nice light bit of oil then, and we'll get it rebuilt. Head all washed out and all the pieces. Careful not to lose anything. If you have to order any of these parts, if you need a little spring or a pin or one of these sleeves, just order one of everything. These bits are not expensive. The carriage will probably cost more than all these pieces. So if you're getting one thing, order just about everything. Because if you forget something like a pin, or if you lose a piece, or if you then realise halfway through that something is gone, you have to order it again. The carriage alone is going to make it very expensive. So that's her, clean, ready to go. Now this is the difficult bit, or the complicated bit, getting it back together again. A little bit of grease in that tool holder for a start, and a little on some of these components. Just a light bit. Now reassemble, just reverse order. Start off with the coil spring, put it on with the wee top piece facing up the way. Then get on this here little sleeve. Make sure the spring goes onto the hole here. Wee fine spring was it on top. Then get your sleeve over the top of this. On the older model, the sleeve was the balance. This here pin, because the old one was actually a wee flat T section. You had to put this on to keep it balanced, so it doesn't just flop over to one side. And you're only putting it on temporarily till you got the blade pushed down to hold it down and the pin in. Then you would have to take it off again to do the rest. This one's a little bit simpler. Put that sleeve on, keep it on. Then your actual blade eject pin then. That's where you want with a round and a flat side. 3 notch cut out of here. That goes down inside along with the wee fine spring. So on the tool holder shaft you'll see a flat end and a round. It has to match this pin. Put that down in there. Then get yourself a blade. Push them down. Once them pushed down then, you can fit this wee fine pin as a lock pin. So that's what's holding on the sleeve. Just find the hole, push it through. So that's going through the sleeve and this here tool holder end, the rod holding this on, but also goes through and stops that spring and pin coming out from inside, because this is a quick release. Whenever you open it up, it shoots the blade out. This little pin stops the blade release pin from shooting out as well. So with that on, you can take this out, flip her over, and we'll put this one on. It's a bigger spring and a bigger pin. And this is the one that's actually holding your blade. So that goes on there. So whenever that's pushed in, your blade's locked. When it comes back, your blade can come out. Now this is the real awkward bit, getting this metal sleeve back on. As you can see, there's a cam on it. There's open part, it gets narrower, this wee sweeping curve. This is the lock and unlock for this pin. It's the pin that actually holds the blade in. So as this pulls around, this gets shorter, pushes the pin in and locks it in place. But the awkward bit is these are spring loaded. So this is naturally wanting to be in the lock position. So this spring is tensioning everything over to lock it. So whenever you open her up and take your blade out, she's under tension, like it is now. But it's only when you put your blade in that you release this here and it snaps back into position, locking the blade in. So on this plastic sleeve, there's 2 wee notches cut out that fit these 2 notches here on this metal sleeve. But you have to get the pin on first. Your pin's going on this way. But these 2 little square notches are meant to be down here. So we also have to rotate this here black sleeve holding the spring, tension it back here, tension it and away. So whenever it's releasing, it's trying to twist it this way into the lock position. So that's the way it wants to go. So it's while hard to twist this under tension all the way around here, whilst holding this pin and putting this sleeve on all at the same time, whilst also locating these and getting them to push in. So what you actually do is get your blade, put it in. So when the pin's in, the blade's locked. When it comes out a wee bit, the blade can release. Push it in, just to get this pin halfway in. Then mount this here sleeve. Then mount your blade. So with the blade in now, it can go on to the lock position, so we can take that forward. So this is now locked. Then we can rotate this, and they have made it easier as well because there's a wee flat spot on here. You get a 22mm spanner, slide that on, then push down the sleeve. So now that's in position and your blade's locked. So now when you turn it more, your blade pops out. And then with it out, You can take this wee ring spring again and feed it back on over the top. And that's what's going to keep it all locked together. Make sure that's on. Make sure the spring's all the way down, it's not going to fly off or uncoil. And that's the tool holder mechanism back together again. So once at maximum tension, released, it actually pushes the blade out. That's a little pin and springs for at the bottom. Then when you push it in, spring takes us back, and this cam pushes the bigger pin in to lock the blade. It's wild tricky to do, unless you put the blade in and put this on in the lock position. So this sleeve can move this way, as well as rotating the bottom one the other way, so it makes it easier to line them up. So then back on, just refit your little rubber sleeve just to keep it all covered, and you're good to go. Now, these Makita recip saws were always a nice blade release, nice mechanism, great for when you're using it, very easy and quick to take the blade out. But when they had problems, they broke or fell apart or rusted up, they could be a torture to take them apart again and repair them. Fantastic when they're working, extremely useful, but a torture to rebuild them. A lot of other brands, it's just a simple screw or a clamp mechanism for holding the blades. Lastly then, let's just put your bolt, your washer on the back, and this thing is good to go again. And as well, you might think not to put grease near this, would be better dry, because everything's going to stick to the grease or the oil or WD, whatever. But a little bit of grease or oil is good on them tool holders. They might get dirty, but they'll not rust up and jam. It's always rust that jams them up. So if you go and dry, get a wee bit of the WD-40 or a bit of grease or oil and just oil them. That's her. One Makita JR3051T up and running again with a tool holder that now locks and releases. That's how you do it if you have one of these at home and you need to fix it up. Anyway folks, thanks for watching this wee quick tool repair video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it helps somebody out there, because these wee tool holders and the Makitas can be a bit of a torture. But that's her. Cheers folks. Give us a wee like and a follow on the bottom if you're liking the videos. If you have any questions, drop us a comment down below. Cheers for watching.